Hi, PE2 classes and team sports. Today we're going to start strength and conditioning incorporating the FITT principle. Objective: students will identify the components of a strength and conditioning program based on the FITT principles. Students will understand principles of training. The FITT principle, which is frequency, intensity, time, and type. So based off the fitness-related components we learned when we were in school: cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, and flexibility. Here, we observe the frequency of each of these we should do a week, the intensity, the time, and the type. So let's start with cardiovascular endurance. Cardiovascular endurance, to be beneficial, should be done 3 to 5 times per week. Walking, running, riding your bike, swimming, jogging, jumping, jacking, HIITing, at least 3 to 5 times per week. And train at 60-80% of your target heart rate, 20 to 60 minutes per session. Any aerobic activity keeping the heart rate within the target zone. Muscular endurance. Now remember, muscular endurance is your ability to do something repetitively with your muscles over time. It's not just strength, which is like, your max. Exercise 2 to 4 times per week. Add or maintain weight and repetitions. That increases your intensity. Either you're doing more reps or you're increasing your weight. About 30 to 60 minutes per session. And resistance training, yoga, Pilates, light weights. These are all types of muscular endurance activities. Muscular strength. This is to build strength. We want our max. We try maintain weight train 2 to 4 times per week, 60 to 75% of max, 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. So if we're out here, we bench pressing, and we figure out our 1 rep max, we take 60% of that. So come on, let's make it easy. 1 rep max is 100 pounds. 60 to 75% of that is 60 pounds, 75 pounds. We're doing 3 sets between 8 to 12. Sometimes for your last set, it's good to max out. About 30 to 60 minutes, that's our time. And the type in anaerobic activities such as weightlifting and sit-ups, push-ups, those are muscular strength activities as well as muscular endurance activities. And flexibility, daily stretching. You should stretch your muscles daily. The thing is that as you work your muscles, they actually get tight and they bulk, they get tighter. Well, tighter muscles increase your risk of injury. Either they can pull in the bone or your tendons, they can tear, and things like that. You can get a strain or a sprain. A sprain is a ligament injury. A strain is a muscle injury. So you want to daily stretch and increase the flexibility of these muscles and tendons so that you can decrease your injury as well as increase your jumping, your range of motion, decrease your pain. Intensity, stretch muscles and hold beyond its normal length. Time, hold each stretch 10 to 15 seconds. And type, stretches that allow the body to move through the full range of motion. A lot of times we do dynamic stretches. Those are great. You can also do some static stretches between standing, sitting still, and holding those. So right here is an example of a strength and conditioning workout. So at the top, we have our muscular strength / endurance workouts. We have bench press, squats, curls, step ups, and we're doing this by week. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And this says 2 times per week. And if we realize on the previous slide, 2 to 4 times per week, we train 2 to 4 times per week. So we're within that range. You can actually increase the frequency. Some of these drop down to 1, like squats, lower body exercise. You have to watch out because you don't want to overwork those muscles. Cardiovascular endurance. We have a mile run, which is frequency 2 times a week. We actually should increase that to 3 to 5. And of course, we increase the intensity over time. For all of these things, we can increase intensity by increasing the weight for our muscular strength and endurance. And cardiovascular endurance, we can increase our intensity. I gave you some intensity workouts. If you see on the bottom, 3-minute run, 2-minute walk until done. If you can perform a longer run, interval, do stuff. So I'm sorry, let's just say 3-minute run, 2-minute walk for 20 minutes. So that'd be 4 rounds. And then as you see, we increase how long we run and shorten how long we walk, which is increasing our intensity over time. Overload. So we're going to talk about principles of fitness. Overload. In order to progress and improve our fitness, we have to put our bodies under additional stress. Doing this will cause long-term adaptations, enabling our bodies to work more efficiently to cope with this higher level of performance. Overloading can be achieved by following the acronym FITT, which we just went over. Frequency, increasing the number of times you train per week. Intensity, increasing the difficulty of the exercise you do. For example, running at 12 kilometers an hour instead of 10, or increasing the weight you're squatting with. Time, increasing the length of time that you're training for each session. For example, cycling for 45 minutes instead of 30. Type, increase the difficulty of the training you're doing. For example, progress from walking to running. Examples of overload through the FITT principles. Specificity. The type of training that you do should be specific to you and your sport. So if you think about what we just did with I Got Skills, where we chose the skill we wanted to learn and then we built our workout around our skill, that was specific to that skill we wanted to learn. You should train the energy system, which you use predominantly, i.e. don't run 5,000 meters if you're training to be a sprinter. Get out them blocks. Distance running is not going to help you with the sprint. And the fitness and skill components most important to your sport. For example, agility, balance, or muscular endurance. You should also test the components which are important in your sport to see your strengths and weaknesses. With this information, you can focus on improving your weak points. And again, we kind of went over this with I Got Skills. We practiced, we videotaped what we were doing, then we focused on our weak points and then how to build those. Reversibility, use it or lose it. Basically, if you stop training, then the improvements you have made will be reversed. So if you are ill or have a holiday and do not train for a period of time, even as little as a week, you may not be able to resume training at the point where you left off. Any of you who've ever broke a bone or anything like that or had a cast on, reversibility can actually happen in your muscles. It's called atrophy. Hypertrophy, atrophy. And now I'm confused. I'll correct this in the notes. But I believe it's atrophy where you lose that muscle, the muscle mass, and so your leg might be a little smaller. That's a form of reversibility. As well as, let's say I'm 10 for 10 on these jump shots and I shoot 80%, but I get sick and I'm out and I don't practice, I don't play, and now I get the game and maybe I'm only hitting a few shots and I'm at 30% reversibility. Variance. Try to vary your training to keep you interested in it and give your body a different challenge. Remember, a change is as good as a rest. Many professional athletes will play a completely different sport in between their main season to keep their fitness up while still having a rest. Michael Jordan played golf. Kobe Bryant played soccer. A lot of athletes do different things. Football players do ballet to work on their footwork. But variance is actually good because repetitive actions can cause injury as well. So, always playing the same sport all the time, you can get injuries due to that. So you definitely want to vary it. Play baseball in the off season. Bo Jackson and did Michael Jordan play baseball? I believe Michael Jordan played baseball too. So just getting your body to work your muscles, but in different ways, can actually increase your ability in sports. So that's the end of the slideshow. Your assignments will be on Canvas. There will be 3 assignments. One will be an exit ticket, one will be a quick 3-question quiz, and another will be a little worksheet. 2 will count as regular credit. Please make sure you do the regular credit assignments. 1 is extra credit. It's 3 because I think I'm 2 off, so I'm gonna give you 3 for the next 2, but for the next 2 videos I post. But they'll be really, really simple, just so we can catch up and make sure you have enough grades. Remember, if you have any questions, I meet online for PE classes on Wednesdays at 1. Feel free to email me. Other than that, stay safe and take care.